The salt and brine mixtures on the road before the storm, well, they are lingering. Maybe not on the roads anymore, but definitely on your car. Today, we're joined by Patrick Olson with Carfax, and we're talking car care for the winter months. And I got to tell you, hey, Patrick, I don't know if you've heard, but we're set to get another snow event this weekend. So
Yeah, it's
back-to-back
supposed to be
events.
bad.
Right, so back-to-back events. We just had a whole bunch of brine on our car. Do we race to get our car washed this week?
I would say don't race. The reality is you want to wash that stuff off your car for sure. But a couple of things to keep in mind. It's best to wash your car when it's 40 degrees or higher, because what you don't want to do is get water and ice in your door jambs and have things get stuck. You don't want your the windows in the car to get stuck in a position or to crack or to break. So 40 is better. Now that being said, you don't have to wait till it gets back to 40 or 50 to do it. But if you're going to wash your car at freezing 32 degrees or above, make sure that you can go around everywhere and carefully dry everything off. You absolutely want to get that salt off your car, but if it sits there 1 or 2 weeks, your car is going to be fine. If you let it sit there forever, that's a whole different story.
So what does that salt or briner do over lengths of time?
Yeah, if you leave the salt on your car, eventually it's going to eat into the paint of your car, and then beyond that, it's going to eat into the metal, and that will weaken the frame of your car, which means that if you get into an accident down the road in a year or two, your car could respond very badly. The metal won't hold up as well as the automaker expects it to. And frankly, the value of your car will decline quite a bit. So it's important to, whether it's salt now, brine now, mud in the summer, whatever, you want to keep your car relatively clean so that you can extend its life.
All right, and we want to make sure that everybody is safe when they're on the road. Speaking of which, Guilford County Schools just announced that they're going remote tomorrow. Again, Guilford County Schools going remote tomorrow. Again, keeping more people off those roads that I got to tell you, Patrick, they don't look very good here. We still got like sheets of ice and a lot of snow in this area. Ideas for drivers as they're trying to navigate those roads?
Yeah, the combination of snow and ice is a particularly bad one because it makes the roadway much more slick and much harder to navigate. So, a few things to keep in mind. One, slow down. Speed kills, and the more time you have to react, the better it is. Secondly, put more space between you and the cars around you. Again, your reaction time is going to be slower, but if you are leaving that extra space, if someone starts to spin out or head off to the side, you have the ability to stay back. Finally, you're going to do three things when you're driving. You're going to accelerate, you're going to brake, you're going to turn. Do only one of those things at a time. Don't try to be fancy and spin the wheel while you're gassing up a hill. It only will lead to disaster.
All right, we're hearing about a lot of people who, got into fender benders or something of that nature. Now they're taking the car to the shop. What should we know when we're bringing our car to the shop so that we don't get surprised by any kind of bill?
Yeah, anytime you got to take your car into the shop to get estimates on work, particularly body work, make it clear to the shop owner that, hey, give me your estimate of how much it's going to cost before you do anything to this car, and I want to see it in writing. Secondly, what happens a lot with car damage is that the mechanic will find more damage underneath what they can see initially. It's very common. They're not being shady, but what you want to do is make clear to them you don't want them to start any work until they have cleared with you the cost of that work so that you know, A, what are you actually doing? And B, how much are you charging me? So I can see, are there other mechanics who are going to maybe charge less? The other reality is you are in the same situation as hundreds of other people in your area. They may not have the parts on hand right when you need them. So you may need some patience.
All right, that's interesting because we've had like a part shortage or whatever for a while, like since COVID and then all that other kind of
Yes.
stuff. So that adds into it. When you say, sometimes if you don't think that they're giving you a fair price and you want to bring it somewhere else, that could mean that you're towing your car somewhere else.
It could, and you've got to weigh that. You've also got to weigh the inconvenience of being without your car for an extended period of time. So these are all things that you as the owner have to weigh. But I would absolutely tell people, don't start the work on my car until you tell me what it's going to cost and how long you think it's going to take. And to be honest, when the snow and ice hits your area, it also stops all those trucks and trains from getting stuff to your dealer to replace it. So it's really a mess.
Yeah, I like the idea of saying that, even if you have to record you saying it to them or putting it on text with them so everybody knows that that has been said, and getting that estimate in writing, which I think so often we don't do because we just say, just tell me and we'll just go over it by phone. Yeah.
It's worth the extra diligence. You'll have a much better idea of how it's going to affect your budget.
All right. Patrick Olson from Carfax, thank you so much for your time and expertise. If you missed any of this, it'll be in the 2 Wants to Know section of our website. Right now, we're taking a look at this. If you're